Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the BA Montana. And our commander is Takanashi Hoshino with Palo de Revel and Colorado as our inspirations. We've got Flammable Cannoneer, Dance with Death, Megalomania, and Master Mechanic with Fully Packed as our commander skills. For the build, we're running AA Guns Mod 2. Steering Gears Mod 2, Concealment System Mod, and Artillery Plotting Room Mod 2. So, with all of that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we're going to be on Hotspot, and we are in the BA Montana. And boys, it's been an interesting morning to say the least. We've had some doozies, both good and bad. It's been, God, it just seemed like every episode is the same anymore. But, yeah, we're going to jump into Montana. We're going to take it out. And believe it or not, we're actually going to have an entertaining match. This one's going to come down to the wire. Both teams are going to have a chance to win. It's one of those rare matches where if you play long enough, eventually you'll get one that's interesting. That's basically what it is. It's been raffle stomps again all morning, man. So, to get one of these matches that kind of, you know, could go either way is pretty nice. So we're going to talk about why things end up the way they do and see if you guys agree or disagree. Sound like a plan? So right out the gate, I spawn in the middle of the map. Now you may have noticed I looked to my left, looked at the ships that are over there, looked at my right, looked at the ships that are over there. I noticed that my destroyer is not playing the game. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try to help the left side, but I've also got to set myself up to kite here at the beginning because there's a good chance that their destroyer is going to go into the middle of the map and spot early in the match. I can't afford to put myself in a bad position to get crossfired here because we know they spawn at Bravo and we know that they spawn in the middle. Now in a moment, you guys are going to see that I do get detected, and there it is. So we knew this was coming, right? So we're already turning to angle away from potential incoming fire, which the biggest threat to me at this point would be the people at Bravo. I don't know who spawned over here, but I'm assuming that they've got my broadside right now. And you can see there is a cruiser over here shooting, but there's also this Gross Kurfürst. Fortunately, the Gross Kurfürst has about the situational awareness of a dung beetle, so we have no idea what he's doing. But we're going to take a shot into the superstructure, get a little bit of damage, a little chip damage, but we're dodging all the shells from the cruiser because, again, cruiser's not really trying all that hard, I don't think. But they've got somebody in the cap right out the gate, right? It's pretty obvious it's going to be a destroyer just due to the fact that there's nobody spotted, right? The cruiser was firing his guns from behind the island, so it wasn't him, and the Gross Kurfürst hasn't put himself in position to get into the cap either. So there's clearly a destroyer in this cap, okay? I want you guys to pay attention to that as we progress into this match. Now, Gross Kurfürst starts to come out from behind his island. We take the shot, just going with auto-aim and then aiming up a little bit. Hayate does finally come into the match. He goes forward, finds the enemy Shimakaze, has a beautiful chance to get rid of the enemy Shima. And, I mean, Hayate versus Shimakaze, Hayate should win that gunfight. But both of them are capable of slapping each other around a little bit. Of course, Shimakaze's usually less willing to use their guns. Most Shimakaze players don't use their guns for some reason, even though they have very good HE and very good guns. But what do I know? Anyway, as we take a shot, unfortunately we missed, didn't get a chance to hit him, but we had to try, right? You miss all the shots you don't take, and see a destroyer, shoot a destroyer, all that good stuff that we always talk about, right? Here, Kurfürst is angled away from us, so we go superstructure, and we're going to get a decent little chippy damage here. 2 shells hit, don't do a whole lot of damage. Up to this point, we're at 21,000 damage. But again, we kind of had to kite away to begin with, right? Because we didn't want to take a big hit for no reason. Now, as the Kurfürst starts to turn back towards us, that is making him open for a much bigger hit here. And we place the shot out, we get 9 out of 12 to hit the target, and we hit that man for over 20,000 damage. So, much better shot there. And the Des Moines has decided to push in. Our Howden Leyu is kind of in a pickle here because he's being shot by both the Kurfürst and the Des Moines. So we come around the corner to give the Des Moines a little taste of what that feels like too. And Howden is also going to drop him with, oh my god, those bombs are absurd. It's so silly that they have so many bombs, man. So many bombs. But is what it is. Now, as this guy starts to push forward, I mean, at this point, you're just done. Like, you've lost all your health, and you got a Montana this close to you in a Des Moines, you're done. So we get rid of him. We've taken minimal damage up to this point. The enemy destroyer has been pushed out of this cap, but you'll notice that he didn't get spotted, and me and the Leyu is right here, so he didn't go out the middle of the spawn, because our destroyer was there too, so he had to backtrack. Now, the battleship on my left is a Dyson, and he does not pay attention to the fact that there is a destroyer that is out there. And so, unfortunately, he's going to end up in a situation where he's going to get killed by the Hayate in a moment. Now, we do get our assist cap here, and we're trying to put a shot over top of the island. Looks good, and boop, down he goes. Good hits, and this game is all tied up again. Well, not really. They got into their cap first, so they actually have the lead. But it's about this point that I get into the comms, and I'm like, guys, I'm coming over to help. I just need you guys to stay alive, okay? Just be smart. Don't get yourselves killed. And about 3 seconds later, the friendly battleship gets yeeted by the Hayate. And again, like, he should have known that was there because he was spotted early on. Well, he wasn't spotted, but he was at least kind of proven where he was on the map. Because he was in the cap, and then he backed out of the cap, never got spotted, so he has to... There was only one place he could have went. And that's the situational awareness you need in situations where the game is on the line. And unfortunately, Dyson gets flooded to death. Now, you can see I do take a shot here over the island on the Ager. We get spotted. The Venezia actually doubles back here and puts himself in a good position for a crossfire. I'm not going to lie, this Venezia is a problem. Probably the only real problem I've had on this entire team, to be perfectly honest. Nobody else on their team plays this particularly well, but this Venezia, with that DPM that he has and that SAP, is a problem. So you'll notice that I turn away from the Venezia because he is the biggest issue. Now, unfortunately, my Howden doesn't do that. He kind of puts himself closer to the Venezia, but also he's kind of pointing himself towards the island. Now, in this situation, you got to be understanding of two things. One, you got to try to put yourself in a situation where you are not just stopped, right? Because you're just going to get farmed. You want to keep your mobility as best you can. The moment you decide to stop and sit is the moment you're going to get farmed. Now, the Carnot starts pushing out. This is not ideal because he's going to spot us for the Venezia anyway. So I'm going to be in a situation where I'm being shot by the Venezia, and you can see smoke screen to my left. Venezia is going to get to farm me. Nothing I can really do about that. So we got to get rid of this Carnot as quickly as possible. So I go ahead, commit to the turn. The Ohio was back there, but he was behind the island, and unfortunately he decides at this moment he needs to come forward. Right as I committed to the turn to go for the Carnot. Now Carnot gets absolutely walloped by cross torps. We get very lucky that the Ohio just bad aim apparently. We didn't get the best shot ourselves. He kind of turned in and negated a lot of the damage from us with his belt armor. But our Howden has a beautiful shot to finish off the Carnot here. We're going to go ahead and try to help finish him off too. We end up getting the kill, even though the Howden probably should have gotten the kill. But the Ohio is now going to be the biggest issue here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to engage the Ohio, try to keep his attention away from our cruiser. Our cruiser should be able to keep himself out of too much trouble, but unfortunately he is being shot by the Venezia, and that's not going to end well. Again, I said that Venezia was like, that doubling back of that Venezia put him in some nasty crossfire for us, which is definitely not ideal. Now, if there's one thing that I could say about the Venezia is he's a little too far away. He's defending his cap, which is a good thing, but he's also not in the best position to help everybody on his team to the fullest of his abilities. But that's literally just me nitpicking at this point. And here, as we close the distance, we're going to get a shot through the front cheek, trying to avoid the armor belt. We do manage to avoid most of the armor belt, and you can see the damage that we're taking from Venezia. The Ohio does end up taking torpedoes. We get a fire on him as well with our secondaries. We're double fired. And it's at this point, like, once the Dyson went down, here's the thing. Once the Dyson went down, we knew that the Hayate, or the destroyer that was left, was going to be coming for us, right? Like, what else would he do? Would he go for the cruiser? No. Now, we do take a shot at the Venezia, mostly as a get the f away from me kind of shot. It's like, I know that the guy's probably not going to just sit there and take a huge hit. I'll take the shot, but the main thing is I just want him to get away from me. I just want to keep him off balance, push him away from me, because I've got bigger fish to fry. Because you can see the damage that he's doing. Now, we are a fully packed build. And so, as we push here, we know the Aegir's got torps. We're not stupid. We know that there's a Hayate or a destroyer, whatever it is, behind me. So we're going to try to get a shot over the island on the Lepanto, who's over-angled. We get terrible dispersion here. Just real bad dispersion. They all miss as well. But we're going to beach to avoid the torpedoes in front of us. And fortunately for us, the destroyer behind us also manages to whiff the torpedoes. And at this point, now that I know there's a destroyer behind me, I need to start thinking about pushing here. Get rid of this guy as best we can. Now, as soon as we come around this corner, we are going to have our heal. We're going to go ahead and heal that up. The BA Montana has the improved heal like you get on the Ohio, so you get a lot of hit points back, right? And that's going to end up saving us here as the Lepanto finally decides that he needs to get all of his guns to bear. He knows he's going to die, and we go ahead and finish him off, getting our high caliber. Now, the Aegir pushes out. We are going to use our engine boost to get moving forward here as we pushed around the island for two reasons. One, it puts a mountain between me and the Venezia. Two, it also gets me away from the enemy destroyer. And now my friendly destroyer is in a position he can potentially help with that destroyer. Does that make sense? So now we want to try to capture the base. You can see enemy Hayate starts opening fire on me. My destroyer is actually not in a position to shoot him at all. So we're going to try to get some shots out here at the enemy Hayate, and we're going to hit him, but we're not going to get a lot of damage. Again, at this range, all he has to do is move a little bit, and he's not going to take much. We get a couple of overpins. He's resetting the cap, but eventually he's going to run out of range, and we're going to be able to capture the base. Now, Kaba does end up finishing off the Aegir, which is great. We're going to get another shot here at the Hayate as he runs away. And this one's going to be a much better shot. We got 169,000 right now, and we're going to hit this man for over 4,000 damage and knock out one of his turrets. But the main thing is here, we're going to be able to get this cap. Now, the friendly on the left side of the map over there, cruiser, ended up helping get rid of the Venezia, which is great. We're going to be able to get this solo cap. We've got 4 kills, 173,000 damage. We did everything we needed to do in this match, and this ended up being fun. I do use a heal here just because I don't know what's going to happen between now and the end. The Kaba could potentially get himself potatoed, and then that drag this game on even further, and then who knows what happens, right? So I'm just going to play it like the game is going to go to the very end of the battle. And so we just go ahead, heal up, and take the base, and we sit tight. We don't need to go anywhere. We are going to kind of push back to try to put ourselves in position to help our destroyers if they do end up engaging. But at this point, there's really not a whole lot left in this match. Less than 3 minutes to go. We've got a 400-point lead. But the main mistakes that I saw that the enemy team made was, the Venezia was in great crossfire, right? But unfortunately for the Venezia, his entire team just potatoed at the end. I put myself in a good position to directly affect the enemy team by cutting across the map, forcing the issue. They had to respect me, and that allowed my Kaba to do his thing out there. My destroyer was right there to cross torp. Even if he didn't spawn in at the beginning of the match, he still came through with some pretty clutch torps later in the game, twice at least, where the torps really did come in clutch. But other than that, like, this was just a fun game, and these are the games that I liked. Like, you guys know what I talk about all the time when it comes to this game. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves about this game right now is just the sheer, like, raffle stomp, right? Like, every single game seems like a raffle stomp. So when I get these kind of games, this is what I play for. Like, these are the games that I enjoy. The ones that are close, that either team could take the lead. We end up getting 3K base, 4 kills, top the leaderboard, high cal, and a dreadnought. Hayate and Kaba, like, they did some good things. Like I said, Hayate coming in clutch a couple of different times there. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys agree with me, do you guys enjoy these games? And as rare as they are, seemingly, it is kind of nice when they do happen. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.